Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 73 of the Seezus Show. Back at it for another fun-filled episode. It's going to be a good one as well, too. Been a pretty steady week in the NBA, but nonetheless, there's always something to talk about. So just before we get into today's hottest topics, I want to rehash episode 72. So on episode 72, obviously, Trey wasn't here, but we had Manny Fresh chime in, and we basically talked about the NBA trade deadlines, NBA All-Star Weekend, what we thought was going to go down, our projections, Dame getting robbed, and much, much more. So that was a pretty good episode. I enjoyed it a lot, but on to bigger and better things, which is episode 73. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for my co-host, my boy, Trey Day XXIV.
What's good? What's good, yo? To our first, last, and all the listeners out there, yo. Thanks for the support. I'm happy to be back. You already know, man. I had to go away for a little while, do what I had to do, get some stuff together. You know what I'm saying? But I'm on my grind and we eating. So why is you tripping? You heard me?
Yeah, for sure. You ready to get into today's hot topics?
Hey, let's get it, man. Next level.
All right, next level stuff. So the first thing I want to talk about is probably just rehashing on the NBA All-Star Game and whatnot. So really, we're not going to talk too much about it. But to make a long story short, Team LeBron went up against Team Giannis. Like I told Manny, we both unanimously agreed that Team LeBron will win. And they ended up winning 157-155 on a made free throw. And it was good. You already know Kawhi Leonard got that All-Star MVP, the first ever Kobe Bryant All-Star MVP, which is great. No other person I'd rather want to see have it. He's basically modeled his game after him and MJ. So it was good. It was very, very competitive, man. I liked it. Were you able to watch the All-Star game?
I peeped a little bit of it, and just the hypeness around it. Like I was really excited because of the Elam ending thing, and just how they cleared the score and made each quarter competitive. Mm-hmm. So it was dope for me just watching it, and it was a different feel this year. Just I guess with the spirit of Kobe being here, not in the physical, but definitely in the spiritual realm. Mm-hmm. It was awesome to feel that. It was to see a little bit more competitiveness, even though we know it's a glorified pickup game. Yeah. But just the whole feel of it being in Chicago, Team Giannis, Team LeBron, the different charities that it was for. I really enjoyed All-Star Weekend, and I think it was something crazy to build upon.
Definitely. And like you said, like you just hit on it. So with the charities coming into effect and the fact that depending on which team wins for that specific quarter, for the 12 minutes, that charity gets $100,000 each quarter. So yeah. I think that definitely added to it because whenever you can give back to your community, especially the underprivileged kids, I think that's going to add a little bit more fuel to the fire. Like you said, the fact that Kobe passed away, he will want this way. You know what I'm saying? He will want to be competitive as well, too. And I think it just comes down to pride, for real. Like you said, once you turn off that shot clock, it is what it is. We had,
gotta put your pride aside and ride for me.
We had literally them building a wall against Giannis. We had Kyle Lowry taking charges. They were running plays. I was like, all right, this is really good too. So a lot of people were upset. Like in B, he was upset a little bit. He's saying, I wish the game to end on a free throw. But I'm like, yo, obviously it's a pickup game.
Do or die.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just try to play great defense.
NBA, shut your ass up.
Right? I was like, because if they would have won on a free throw, he wouldn't have said anything. I'm not gonna lie though, I did definitely want to see someone hit a game-winning shot. Yeah. That would have been kind of lit. But I mean, it's just an exhibition game at the end of the day.
You know what they should do? They should do like Elam ending, and then somewhere in some way they should incorporate penalty style, like a penalty goal kind of style, like one-on-one segment to it, kind of like king of the court kind of thing. So
that would mean that they would need time.
Well, no. So kind of like penalty kick, I guess, in a way. And I'm not
like if you get fouled or like towards the end when it's a shootout.
Towards the end when it's a shootout, right? Okay. So they could say, win by one, or there could be like a thing. And this is like completely changing basketball, but it will make it super fun, right? So it would definitely happen if it was a tie. Okay. But if it wasn't a tie, they say like, win by two, or if they win by on a free throw, maybe the team can say, no, we're gonna say play kings for it. But so each team you get 3 one-on-one opportunities. So one person sends one-on-one person up, and No, think about how dope it would be. So it's like,
Nah,
all right,
I'm
LeBron,
envisioning-
Giannis. All right, cool. Giannis scores on LeBron. All right, next person, Kawhi versus this person, and then whoever wins out of that one-on-one matchup at the end of the game takes the whole thing.
Okay.
And maybe wouldn't be a one-on-one tournament per se, but it would add that intensity to the end of the game, and it would be crazy. I think that would be something they could look into.
Now, would you want that added to the actual All-Star game, or would you want a separate entity of just 1v1 going on where they have like a pool of like 10 to 12 players? They're on different sides of the bracket and they're going at it.
I think any fan would want one-on-one full bracket, but I think for the players that they say it would be dope, but I don't think they're really into it. Definitely it being their break kind of thing. So I think it would be even cooler just to see it like right now for like just give us a piece of something and keep it one or more. Just throw it at the end of the All-Star game. So if it's a close game, put them head to head, and the best 2 out of 3 wins out of the one-on-ones.
Okay. So branching off from that, but still sticking to the topic about the NBA All-Star game.
Okay.
Do you think that moving forward, because of this format, it's going to be more competitive moving forward?
I think it's gonna be a lot funner. Just from what I've seen, and like it's the branding, the intensity of the weekend. It's all centered around that game, and it just again the competitive nature. Even though it's a time to rest, it's still boils everything to the cream of the crop. It's weeding stuff out. The dunk contest was phenomenal. It
was really good.
D-Wade can't come back, but it for the most
part, can't come back.
yeah. It was all really cool though.
Cool. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes moving forward as well. And then I thought they said like once you were All-Star captain, you can't be All-Star captain again. I'm pretty sure I read that somewhere a couple years ago. But LeBron's been a captain twice in the West and once in the East.
LeBron's gonna be a captain for the next 10 years if he can.
As long as he's alive, right?
Yeah.
Which is crazy. All right, so moving on to the next topic, Kyrie Irving. So it's just kind of crazy because I posted on the page about me and your thoughts about Kyrie, how he
They age well.
out. Yeah, they age very well.
I love when my comments age well. They usually don't age well.
Right? We foresaw everything. We basically like, yo,
I'd be like,
sit out.
my comments be like, yo, I love you, girl. Them shits don't be aging well, but I'm sorry.
Sicko.
Back to the topic.
This man's a sicko. Sticking to the topic, Kyrie Irving is going to miss the rest of the season for the Nets. The star point guard, who has already missed much of the season, will have an operation on his right shoulder. So basically, when we were talking about it a while back, he had shoulder impingement issues, and he basically was like, I think he only played 20 games. I would want to say
Not many at all.
Yeah, I think he only played 20 games. Let me check. He played a total of 20 games this year. But before that, I think he played I don't know, maybe 15 to 17 games. Had shoulder problems, and he was using cortisone shots, right? Cortisone shots to basically numb everything and try to play through the pain. But our whole thing was he felt like there was a sense of urgency to get his team to the playoffs, and I feel like he just wanted to prove to everyone else that they can make the playoffs as well too. But
Up there.
Being competitive, it makes sense why he would do that, but they have kind of like a 3 to 4, maybe 5 year gap with him and KD together.
Yeah.
KD's already out with a torn Achilles, so it kind of makes sense if you're balancing something like that, especially if you're going to get a cortisone shot, which is good in the short run, but over the span of the entire season and over the span of your career, I think it would be best for you to get this surgery. So I'm happy that you did it now, but there was no point of coming back
At all.
when it was essentially kind of a lost season, which didn't make sense to me as well too. But do you think this is a concern moving forward? I mean, they said that he's supposed to be healthy by the start of training camp, I believe, as well too. So it's good that he attacked it now. It's good that he didn't keep playing into it. Let's say he got to the playoffs and something happened, freak injury, or he fell on it awkwardly. Yeah. Then he's it has to take a long time to get healthy. But do you think this is going to impact him moving forward? Do you think this is going to be a cause of concern? Because looking at the past couple of years, last year he's never played a healthy season. For him, knowing his injury record, I feel like his healthy season is at least 70 games.
Yeah.
Last time he's played 70 games was 2016-2017 season. After that, when he first got traded to Boston, 6 games. That's when he had the screws in his knee, that whole operation. Then he played 67 games with the face damage, and I think he had ankle injury, something like that too. And then this year with the shoulder injury as well. So How do you feel like this whole thing pans out?
Well, let's not get it confused. In every sense of the word, Kyrie is a warrior. Like he's a battler, he's a competitor. He's played out there, bruised knee, face, shoulder, all that. You know, we can't take that away from him. When he wants to play basketball, he goes hard. He's been playing through injury, and that's the unfortunate part because in your questioning and your dialogue about Kyrie, the thing that comes to mind, and I'm hoping it maybe it's me or maybe it's probably not just me, but when I think about Kyrie, I think of injury. You know, and he's kind of become synonymous with injury in my head. And this is not a knock to Kyrie. It's just tough because he hasn't been able to play a full season. And that's where my comments were so adamant when we talked about it, with the comments that aged well, the last clip we posted. He should sit out because injury has plagued him in his career on his own at that. You know, it's tough because we saw it from a fan standpoint. It's like, all right, him and LeBron broke, and he was going to be independent and a leader of his team. But since he's done that, he's had the injuries. He's had the extra media scrutiny. He's had the you know, just the narrative that he is a type of way when in reality his actions show he just wants to play basketball, but he's been injured time in and time out. And my theory on this injury, which it was a turning point. I think after kind of the Christmas break and after the New Year, right before the All-Star break, I think he was really contemplating not coming back and getting the surgery. But lo and behold, life happens, and who was closest to Kyrie from a mentor standpoint? Kobe Bryant. So he probably saw it as like, yo, Kobe's played through all this stuff, you know, and in his spirit and his remembrance, I'm gonna go and do this. He took it the hardest. He walked out the stadium. He didn't come back. He didn't play. You know, a lot of people had tears and stuff like that. Kyrie, one of those guys that didn't play because that's how much reverence and how much Kobe affected him. And I think he affected him even more to the fact that he wanted to play through this thing and get Willis team to the playoffs because that's what Kobe would have done. He would have tried to do at least. And it's tough because narratives are different, but Kyrie really tried to do just that, have that Mamba mentality, and it didn't work out this time. You know, success will come in different ways, but I think that's a big reason why he tried to play through this thing. But.
Yeah, I mean, very well said. There's no need to speak more about that situation. So,
yeah, get healthy.
You know, Kyrie, you come back fully healthy, you and KD, because next year is when it actually matters.
It's must-see basketball.
I can't wait to see KD and Kyrie together on the court together. We'll see how that works out.
Sir.
It's going to be great. So, sticking with Kyrie, he actually...
You want to be the what? You want to be the star player.
Star player. So Kyrie Irving, if memory serves me correctly, let me open up this link. It's kind of acting stupid right now. Anyways, Kyrie Irving was, I think he was elected vice president of the NBA. The NBA Players Association. So basically, Pau Gasol was there for about 3 years, and he stepped down. And I guess Kyrie was nominated as the vice president as well too. So I think this is good. And I was kind of looking to see what exactly the duties are. So as an executive, being in the executive committee, it says included but are not limited to directing NBA affairs and the policy-making decisions necessary to carrying out the NBA players' work, reviewing and voting on all matters requiring player approval between meetings of the board players of representatives. So a lot of people always, you know, try to give Kyrie a knock saying, oh, because he can't lead with his team, he won't necessarily be a great leader for this position. But I disagree with that as well too, because this is about like players as like a union as opposed to, you know, being a leader of your team as well too. So he seems like a very bright, you know, individual to me. So I think he's going to do fine. I really haven't looked up too many things. The most notable things about the NBA PA is like them trying to, you know, having say in the salary cap from years ago. Then with the new contract, agreements as well too, especially like for older vets. I know Chris Paul was involved with that, with the whole mental health, them having like a mental health professional with them as well too. So they've done a lot of great things as well, and Chris Paul's part of it. So they kind of helped out with the All-Star format as well too. So they're doing a lot of things, and it's great. So just from him, stepping into that role, I definitely want to kind of look more into it behind the scenes to see what actually goes down as well too. But do you have anything that you want to comment on?
Biggest thing is shout out to Kyrie, because I mean that's a testament from his peers, and that being veteran players. If you're around somebody in your field that's a veteran, and you're really about it, they know things about you that you didn't know, about yourself before you walk through that door.
Yeah.
And they're gonna judge you, they're gonna train you, they're gonna groom you to be the best that you can be. And Kyrie has the respect of his peers from a veteran standpoint, from an environment that is off the court but directly affects the court, and from it's NBA, but it's a businessman. That's a get done kind of role, and Kyrie having that is awesome. Also, it speaks to Adam Silver, the NBA commissioner, and how he's been listening and very much working with the players.
He's so progressive.
He's
so progressive, man.
So, and if this leads to athletes that a lot of them come from oppressive backgrounds, from lackluster situations, and they get to this league and they can make money for their families and create generational wealth and create economic empowerment forever and so on, and also empower their communities. And Kyrie Irving gets the chance to do that, and Adam Silver is in a position to work with that team and do that, and get the owners to budge, and kind of everybody help everybody in this situation. It's going to make basketball, of course, the best sport in the world continually, and that's amazing. So him having that role is amazing. Adam Silver doing what he's doing is amazing, and hopefully all the pieces and the dominoes fall in the line. So shout out for that.
I like that. Moving on, it's kind of crazy because I was listening to All the Smoke podcast with Boogie Cousins. I started
I started that too.
I started half of it, and then I finished the rest on the plane. But it's kind of crazy how it came out with the timing and all, and then he happens to get waived. So, the Lakers ended up waiving DeMarcus Cousins, and essentially what they try to do is they wanted to create some space for Markieff Morris, who was on the Detroit Pistons. So Markieff Morris got his contract bought out, and he left $4.3 million on his remaining salary just to do so. So the Lakers are interested in him. And basically, with the disabled player exception, it's worth about $1.75 million, which is significantly higher than the prorated minimum of $690K the Lakers could offer a player who has been waived at this point of the season. So Markieff Morris played 31 games. No. He appeared in 44. No, yeah, he's appeared in 31 of the 44 games.
Okay.
Averaged 11 points, 3.9 rebounds as well. So basically, with him, I think he's just going to be that extra big body and basically provide floor spacing for LeBron James as well too. But what are your thoughts on them adding Markieff Morris?
Dog, the Morris brothers have had a hell of the last 2 weeks. They're killing it.
LA.
They go to LA, dog, what? From Detroit? Mm-hmm. And then
Other one's in New York.
No man's land in freaking the Knicks, New York. Mm-hmm. Jesus. So, no, they're killing it. So shout out to them for one. Two, that's awesome. I mean, going to get to LA and you're a lot better of a title contender than you were. And that's an understatement for him. What he asked the Lakers team, a little bit more depth, somebody that can help when it comes to another big body. They're going to be throwing a lot of bodies. We know the Clippers at LeBron.
And they're going to go a lot. They're going to go small a lot. I feel like AD's going to play the 5 a lot in the playoffs. But keep going.
Yeah. So that's huge. I mean, and them waving Boogie for it. My main thing with Boogie is we knew that this Lakers thing was maybe going to work. Probably was going to be one of the, like a Golden State kind of thing.
If he never tore his ACL, he'd be playing right now.
Yeah. So we didn't know how long that was going to last. That was going to maybe be their big three for a few more years as the time goes on. And Who knows? But my main thing with Boogie is I'm praying and sending the most energy his way that he just gets healthy, because he is a elite player and he is a good teammate. He's somebody that teams will want. And I had a thought earlier too that, Boogie's gonna go for the low now. I mean, the Lakers got him for the low, but a team that needs a center,
Miami Heat,
plays pretty fast, and
Pelicans
could be a contender.
Pelicans,
And is not very tall because they just traded their center away.
the Rockets.
The Rockets.
That'd be kind of lit.
And again, it brings,
It's a low risk, high reward.
low risk, high reward for Boogie playing. And, you didn't expect to get a Boogie Cousins. You're not going to get him at full strength, of course. It's going to be here and there. But you're a fast team. Boogie plays well in transition. He passes the ball well. He shoots the ball
Probably
well.
be the best passer in the squad.
Yeah, be the best passer on the squad. You need him to come in and do too many things. I mean, he's going to be your big man presence. Not much of an enforcer because you're not based on defense on that team. But as he comes along, let's see what happens. That was my if it happens, that happens kind of thing. He will be dope in Miami. He will maybe have the easier route to the finals with the Clippers being stacked with AD and LeBron being in LA, but a risk that you could take, and Boogie has been on the West Coast of the last few. He could be on the Rockets. Who knows?
The Rockets would be dope. And this is we're thinking, at least from my thinking, I'm assuming that he's, because at first the Lakers came out. I think the coach came out like a week ago saying that he could potentially return before the season's over. But now that he got waived, I think what he should do now is just focusing on strengthening that body.
Rehab.
Just rehab in general. So I don't think he's going to play this year. But next year in the offseason, there's a lot of teams I think that could use him. I think Porzingis would, benefit a lot from the pick and roll action with him as well. Like I said, Miami Heat would look well. They don't really have a legit big man. Yeah. I know a lot of people are talking about getting Joel Embiid, but at the same time, like you said, low risk, high reward. So you know what you sign up when you're getting Boogie. So I like that. And then I don't really see the Clippers. I mean, I can see the Clippers try to get him because they do lack a big. All they got is Zubac, and then they got Montrezl who's undersized. But aside from that,
if the Clippers get Boogie after the Lakers waive Boogie, the Clippers are just like, they're greedy, man, and it's good, like in a good sense. But the Clippers are doing work.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I mean, that was essentially it. Like that's all I want to talk about with where you think Boogie's going to go, how you think this affects him moving forward, how you feel about Markieff Morris with the trade as well too. So we pretty much covered that. And moving on, we can keep that topic with the Battle of LA and whatnot, but Reggie Jackson literally got his contract bought out as well too, and he joined the Clippers. So he was pretty much injured this year. I really wasn't following Detroit like that, so I don't really know what injury he had, but he played 15 games this year, averaged about 15 points, 5 assists, 3 rebounds, shot relatively well from 3, 38%, and then about almost 80% from free throw line as well too. So that's just, I feel like at this point in time, he's just a luxury.
Okay.
Because they have Beverly, they have Lou Williams, they have Shamet, as far as like that backup point guard role.
Yeah.
But Beverly has been battling growing injuries as well too.
Very true.
PG does have the hamstring problem as well too. So it makes sense to go ahead and swoop him up as well too. But what do you think, just this question, John, what do you think he adds to the Clippers? Obviously you have another veteran, but like just walk me through that.
What does he add to the Clippers that they didn't already have? I mean, they were probably still the best on-ball defensive team. Reggie Jackson. Again, a lot of stuff just comes down to the end game. He's another body to throw at potential LeBron. They're really gearing up the Avengers to try to beat Thanos. On God, like. That's what they are. They're just like, oh, we need somebody for this. All right, bet. Let's get him. Reggie Jackson is Ant-Man in this scenario. You know, he's a character, but he's not at the forefront of everything. And my metaphor isn't completely full circle because I know Ant-Man played a big part in the Avengers to all my stands, but just follow me here. Um, but I think it was a good pickup. It was,
Quantum realm.
the quantum realm. They saw a window where the Lakers weren't doing much, and in part that may have also been because of the family part and the 24 passing away. But two, the Lakers have been mostly dormant, and they're like, all right, let's.
But it's not even them being dormant. It's these players who are getting their contracts bought out. They don't want to go
Play in
to
the
the
Lakers?
team. I mean, the biggest trade they try to have was they did try to get Marcus Morris.
Yeah.
But I think they would have to give up a second round pick in Kuzma. I don't think they were trying to give up Kuzma. Then I remember a couple weeks before that they were trying to get Derrick Rose for what's the white dude's name on the Lakers? Hella
Caruso.
bounce. Caruso. It was Caruso, and they won a first round pick with D Rose, which I don't think is a bad.
Terrible.
That would have secured their other score, that extra point guard that they need as well too.
Yeah.
But they've been trying, and like I said, it just didn't work out. And it's crazy because like you start to think like, is it these players? Well, I guess for Reggie Jackson's sake, since he was the only free agent who's in the market who could have went, because that's what they needed, and I think he would have worked wonders for them as well too. I think that would definitely like even the playing field, so to say, as well too, if you're using the Avengers analogy with all of them teaming up together for the Clippers. But I feel like, well, I guess my question for you is like, with Reggie Jackson going to the Clippers, is it more so he wants to be a part of this new environment, join the bandwagon, the fact that the Clippers haven't won a championship, he wants to be a part of that success? Or is it he doesn't want to handle that pressure with LA, or he doesn't want to necessarily be under LeBron's shadow, is what sways him away? Because he would have guaranteed had like 20 minutes, as I say with the Lakers as well too. He'd probably be taking around those minutes to be quite frank.
Yeah.
But my thing is like, when the Clippers are fully healthy, where is his role at? You know what I'm saying?
That's a very good question. For the last one, where is his role at when the Clippers are fully healthy? He's and in that scenario, it looks like he's ring chasing. It looks like, I'm just gonna contribute. I'm gonna do my role, which might be 10 minutes a game, distribute, play a little bit of defense, and keep it going. Because that's a large rotation. I mean, you look at every person on the Clippers squad, and you're like, all right, they're gonna play at some point, and they got to play a part. And this is a segue for. I'll come back to it, but that might be why they're struggling, because people are still trying to find their roles on the bench, and people are trying to adjust with the new lineups. Doc Rivers is trying to figure out who would fit here and stuff like that. Sometimes more pieces is better if you know how to put stuff together, but a lot, sometimes it's not, because it's like, damn, like, what do I do with this? What do I do with this? This is weird. Going back to the original point, though, why are players going straight to the Clippers? I think it's a few things, and it might first start with the track record of a team when LeBron is gone, and the Lakers are a different scenario, possibly, but there will come a day when LeBron isn't there anymore, or there will come a day when this experiment is done, and it's like, you've seen what happens, and it speaks to his testament about how great LeBron is. Granted, you have number 23 there, or no?
Yeah, 23, Anthony Davis.
Anthony Davis.
No, he's wearing number 3 now.
Number 3, yeah. You and I have number 3 there, Anthony Davis. Yeah. We're on the same page.
Yeah.
That is not LeBron, but is a franchise player-esque and would do the job for it, but it's still going to be some of that remnants once LeBron says, all right, this is done for me. I'm going to move on. And the players that are, I think B grade can stay, but C, B minus, they're gonna shop you for and try to find another big 2. You know what I'm saying? Like that, you'll be gone. You'll be in God knows where playing. And I think players are like trying to look at their futures too, but also, and I don't even want to bring up Kobe with this, but he is part of the Lakers' legacy. The Lakers and the Clippers, even though they play in the same place, that those colors, the purple gold, it's totally different expectation. It's a totally different mindset. It's a totally different pressure. The Clippers are the bad boys. The Lakers are the button up, collar, we're going to get this done because we've always been in franchise to get this done. On top of that, and this will be my last point, but you have Doc Rivers, who is a player's coach. Not saying that Frank Vogel isn't a player's coach, but Doc Rivers that people want to play for, that vouches for his players. They've seen the success in Boston and stuff like that. And it might be a better locker room environment. Not saying the Lakers locker room environment isn't good because they seem like a family, but it's those headbutting things. It's less pressure with the Clippers. All right, coming in, you are playing with somebody that is arguably playing the best basketball in the league right now in Kawhi Leonard. Then you have historic franchise, all the weight on you. LeBron James, AD, if this doesn't go right, what happens kind of thing. And on top of that, this team's winning right now as far as the pickup game's going. So that's what I attribute it to. It's an interesting thing. It's something to watch if, one, the Lakers don't achieve over the Clippers, or, again, if the Clippers beat the Lakers, if it comes down to that. So it'll be something good to watch. I'm long-winded today, y'all. But, hey, It makes for a fun league, but it's very interesting nonetheless.
For sure. So I guess my next topic, but still staying within the confines of the whole Battle of LA yet again. Are you concerned with the Los Angeles Clippers? And when I say this, we already talked about it a little earlier, they've been pretty banged up. I mean, right now they're on a 3-game losing streak as well, too. But, there's a video of Kawhi Leonard, that dude looked frustrated yesterday. Yeah. Look at this video right here, bro. That joint was crazy.
When's the last time you seen Kawhi look frustrated, dog?
Never.
Never
Kawhi
really. Chilling.
Look at this jump. So he tried to get a bounce pass. I think he assumes that Landry Shamet is going to cut, but it makes, I don't know. If I'm Landry Shamet and I see Montrezl Harrell going to the basket, I think Montrezl will go there, and I think he'll go to the super line. Yeah. So I think it was just miscommunication, but that kind of summed up everything for that night as well, too. But
playing the Kings at that.
3-game losing streak. Obviously, like we said, Beverly's been in and out the lineup. Kawhi's on load management, so he doesn't play any back-to-back games. PG came back from the shoulder injury, so missed the first 12 games, came back early December. And now he has a hamstring injury as well, too. So they haven't really found that time to, actually that chemistry together, to gel together as well, too. So do you think this is a concern moving forward? Because there's no doubt in my mind that they're going to be healthy come playoff time, which makes sense why they got Marcus Morris, which makes sense why they got Reggie Jackson, so these other guys can get healthy as possible. And then I guess they're one of those teams where it's kind of like that LeBron factor from a couple years ago where they different, but in the sense that with the LeBron team, they were kind of complacent, I would say, in regular season, and they just found a way to turn that switch on. So I'm thinking, even if they don't get that many games in together, do you think because of how good they are and how well coached they are, they can still find a way to manage to get to the playoff? Well, they're going to get to the playoffs, but get through the playoffs to get to the conference finals, potentially NBA finals?
No, actually. And that'll be a testament to, one, LeBron James, because he's the best player we've seen at doing that, at managing people, at distributing the ball, at making his teammates that much better, right? Two, I think they would have to ride Doc Rivers' coaching ability to its extent, and Doc Rivers is one of the all-time best coaches in the NBA about how he does stuff with personnel. But even then, he still had a more consistent player base with the Celtics. He still had a more consistent, but these are new players and stuff like that. And granted, Kawhi is playing the best basketball in the NBA, but he is not a LeBron James. So we saw that frustration. LeBron's been frustrated with his teammates and stuff like that, but I don't think that transitions for Kawhi the same way it transitions for LeBron in the playoffs. LeBron's like, all right, it's go time. I'm going to will my team to win these games. Kawhi, he's going to put up his numbers and stuff like that, but is it really going to be with moving parts like that? The LeBron effect, I don't think that is going to happen. I think they have to find a groove, all right? Because if they don't, then that's the problem. And that's my theory with this. As much as we've seen the Clippers load up with bullets and stuff like that, they know how to use their weapons. LeBron has had consistent weapons, and at least he'll know LeBron and AD, being a great player that AD is, at least they'll know, all right, these are the weapons we have. We know, all right, Kuzma's not great in the spot. We know Caruso's going to do this. We know KCP's going to do this. We know Quinn's going to do this. It's like that. So that is the level playing field right there. Yes, the Clippers have a lot of weapons, but they didn't know how to use them. Yes, the Lakers have so many weapons, but they're masterful and skilled in that thing. So that, from a fan standpoint and from an outside looking in and an analyst standpoint, it's like, all right, maybe the playing field's a little bit more level than we thought it was. And when we see this matchup that might be legendary coming down the stretch, it's going to be something crazy. Guess they'll be throwing bodies at them, but who's going to make this shot? Who's going to do this? Who's going to do that for the Clippers? For the Lakers, it's like, can they finish through all the adversity of bodies, of defensive schemes, of this, that, and the third? And again, it makes for a fun NBA, but that's the level playing field right there. So can the Clippers do it just off of sheer, oh, we have more people? No, it doesn't work like that. So
yeah. Shout out to the Pelicans, man. They're bringing some fun back to the NBA. And when I say some fun back to the NBA, like, it's kind of cool seeing all this young talent sort of come together. They're going up and down, playing pretty fast. They're playing with a sense of joy.
Zion's healthy.
Zion's healthy, man.
Yes, sure.
Play about 10 games. Right now, the Pelicans are 24-32, so they're 4 games behind Memphis for the 8th seed.
They're not getting the playoffs
as well too. I was about to ask you, do you think they're going to make playoffs?
It's not happening.
I think it's too tough, man.
If Zion had played from the start, they would be
the 8th seed right now. Like, no cap.
they would beat Memphis every time.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. I mean, because I still got Dame, if anything, getting that 8th seed. I'm a Spurs fan. We're not going anywhere. I think Dame can do it.
If they miss it by 1 game, that goaltending game is going to be scrutinized.
Thing is, if they tie, Memphis has a tiebreaker over them.
It's tough.
Yeah. And I remember a couple years ago, Minnesota had to play
how many times
Utah.
did they play?
No, they had to play Denver last game, the 82nd game. The winner went to get the AC.
Wow.
That shit was crazy. Went to overtime and everything.
Wild West.
Wild West. So, yeah, that was my question for you. Do you think the Pelicans can make this push to the playoffs? They do, though. What's to their advantage is that they have the easiest schedule in the entire NBA moving forward.
Interesting.
And coincidentally, the Memphis Grizzlies have the hardest schedule for the rest of the season.
So they're going to drop off.
So they could drop off potentially.
That just leaves room for Dame. That's all I see in that joint.
Yeah. But Dame is injured right now, but it's growing, so I don't know how long he's going to be out for.
That's true.
So,
all right. So if the Pelicans get to NBA playoffs, that would be wild. That's just like, shout out to the young boys, whatever like that. The Grizzlies, if the Grizzlies make it to the playoffs, Ja Morant's Rookie of the Year.
And that's what I was going to ask you, too, so we can combine that together. So that's the stipulation for you. He has to make the playoffs to get it.
I'm killing these segues today.
He's played 50 games.
Okay.
And Zion's only played 10 games.
He doesn't have to get to the playoffs to get it. He's going to get it regardless. But it's like,
I would give it to, right now.
I would give it to Ja.
We know who's a better player.
Yeah.
We already know who has that transcendent talent.
Yeah.
But like you said, Ja is in the A seed. You know what I'm saying? He's beat some notable teams this year as well, too. His numbers are looking great. And this is a young team who we didn't expect to be this good.
Is Zion a better player?
Yeah.
I'm just asking. I'm just asking.
His number 1 pick for a reason.
He was the number 1 pick for a reason. What Ja's doing with his team is crazy. And for me, Ja makes his teammates better.
I mean, yeah,
he's a point guard.
Yeah.
Zion plays a different position. Is it comparing apples to oranges? Possibly. Mm-hmm. But it does bring up the debate who's the better player.
Yeah.
You know, Zion with all his athleticism. As these 2 players get older, who is going to be the better player?
Well, you would think from a durability standpoint that Ja Morant's going to be the most durable.
Yeah.
Zion, we've never seen an athlete that's 6'6", 6'7", damn near 280. And he's already had a major injury and tearing his meniscus as well, too. So I don't know what the projections are going to look like. But if they do stay relatively healthy, man, I don't know, man. That's
a great question, right?
I don't know. In the long run, I really don't know.
Hey, y'all let us know. Fans, let us know. Add us, whatever like that. We'll post this joint. Let us know who do you think will have the better NBA player? Who will be the better player in the long run? John Morant or Zion Williamson, who
That's actually a great question.
played on the same team growing up.
Yeah.
AAU. See what happens.
That's actually a very, very great question. I don't know who's gonna have the better season.
You heard me?
I mean, better. Yeah, play together. I don't know who's gonna have the better career. That's interesting. But just looking at the Pelicans schedule, like notable games they got still left. Golden State, who's washed. Cavs, washed. Minnesota, Minnesota again, Sacramento, washed.
Minnesota might get them on too.
They only get one of them.
Yeah.
Atlanta, San Antonio. Then they got Memphis again. Sacramento.
What's going on in
Memphis
San Antonio?
again.
Has anybody checked on Greg Pop in the last while?
He's just going through it, man. You know, midlife crisis and shit. You know what I'm saying? He'll be all right.
They're gonna draft LaMelo Ball.
That would be fire.
You know what my question was? So, does LaMelo Ball have to get drafted to join an NBA team? Could he sign with an NBA team and not enter his name into the NBA draft?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay. I don't know what the rules are. But so if LaMelo Ball wanted to play with the Lakers for whatever reason, no, I'm saying this is a scenario. Could he not enter his name into the draft, go work out for the Lakers, and then get signed by the Lakers and keep it going? He'd probably get less money.
Yeah, he definitely.
He would get
money.
probably close to no money.
Yeah,
but
I think theoretically he could do that.
I'm just wondering, cause how does it work for a player overseas? Because like, all right, no, I'm not going to go into the draft. I'm just going to go work with this team for a year.
I guess if you don't declare yourself going to the draft, then you can work out and get
You're a
signed
free
with a
agent.
team, possibly.
You get no money for the first year. It risk injury and it risk your whole livelihood. But after that, it's like, all right, now pay me.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Right? Sorry, the thoughts that go through my head.
Cool. Last thing, I guess everybody's just been talking about like can Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid coexist?
Shoot the damn ball.
We're watching the Lakers Celtics game right now. I think someone just got fouled, but disregard that. Anyways, yeah, can Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid coexist? That's been like the topic of discussion for like the past week and a half, 2 weeks, to be honest.
Yeah.
And numbers would tell you that when they're on the floor together, they're a pretty damn good duo.
Yeah.
And when they're off the floor, you know, with one another, one of them's in line and one of them not, they struggle as well too. So I wonder where this misconception came from, because they made the playoffs since they've been together ever since, and they've gotten better every single year as well too. So my thing is like, why do you think people think that they can't play together? Is it the pieces that are around them? Is it the fact that, you know, one person's not willing to take it upon himself to be more active with shooting the ball, floor spacing? Like, what do you think it is?
I don't understand why they can't coexist. The only thing
Honestly, I just rap. All you gotta do is
from
put
a
shooters around them.
From a basketball player standpoint, the only reason they wouldn't be able to coexist is because Ben Simmons is a driver and Joel Embiid takes up the paint.
Yeah,
and like it's like, all right, I need my space so I can drive. But other than that, like you have a good thing going. It's like growing up. It's like, all right, yo, like complain about this, complain about that. They ain't got shit to complain about. They have two franchise players,
two superstars
that you can build around and keep it going. I'm perplexed about this, why they're taking a back seat. But at the same time, if you don't take a step forward, you sit your ass down. You know, see it sit down or step forward. And they seem like they're sitting their tail down currently as the struggles go on. They don't seem like the same team that, and they're not. They don't have Jimmy Butler or some other pieces, but they're not the same team that lost to Kawhi in a heartbreak, you know?
Yeah.
And people's memory is so, you know, the memory is so bad nowadays that it's like, bro, we were a shot away literally from making it to the Eastern Conference Finals. Why couldn't we, you know, keep it going? A shot away. A shot.
Really?
Not
bounce.
Not
Bounces away.
Not that the NBA Finals champion was that much better than us. We were a bounce away from going to the finals. So it's like, bro, like I don't understand from that standpoint why you would blow stuff up, why you would think any different, why you would take a step back. But you know, the human mind, the mentality, and everything like that.
Prisoners of what's going on in the now, prisoners of the moment.
Yes, it should be working, but to me, it just says you have to shake things up. And for me, talking about Philadelphia is like talking about a bad ex-girlfriend. It's like, bro, like we should have worked out, but we didn't because you was tripping. You heard me? He was tripping. Like, everybody be tripping, but that's real.
No,
but,
it's facts.
but every time I talk about them, it's like we should be good, but we're not. Why? And I'm looking at them.
They don't want to add the effort. They want to add those necessary pieces. Wasn't willing to change.
Couldn't put your pride aside and ride for me, girl.
Exactly. But yeah, we'll continue to monitor that. He exited the game yesterday, I think in the first quarter against the Bucks because he had lower back tightness. So he's going to get reevaluated on tomorrow, and he's not playing tomorrow as well too. So hopefully that's not something that's concerning moving forward. And we'll see where it goes because the East is pretty damn fucking solid from seed 1 to 6.
Yeah.
Like, this is the first time where I don't know.
No, why did the buzzer go off so soon?
Yeah.
What the hell? That was weird.
We're watching the Celtics and Lakers game in real time.
They didn't even give him a chance. The clock was still going and the buzzer went off.
Yeah.
Or whatever. We'll finish this up real quick. I'm
sorry,
y'all.
See, 1 through 6 with the East is pretty damn interesting because like everyone has a chance. To be honest, obviously the favorites are the Bucks as well too. But who's to say that the Celtics won't make a push? Who's to say that the defending champs won't make a push?
And the Celtics look good.
The Celtics look damn good. Yeah. So he didn't get that. That's game. But yeah, we'll just continue to monitor what the East is looking like because, like I said, season 1 through 6 are looking very, very interesting as well. So I can't wait until the playoffs. Any closing remarks you want to say for episode 73?
Nah, this has been a fun one. This has been a lot of stuff that happened since the All-Star weekend. Shout out to our listeners, man. Thank you for always listening to us, to our interaction, for supporting us. I've gotten so many I see what you're doing with the podcast. Yo, keep that up. So you guys encourage us even when we're tired, even when it's like Sunday and we want to chill with this, that, and the third and do this, that, and the third, to keep putting the content out. And we're only going to get bigger and better from there. Keeping that mama mentality, keeping, that hustlers mentality. You already know. So, hey, thank you guys for listening. And we're going to do our best to keep it going, man.
Yes, sir.
Shout out.
Keep it going. Thank you guys, like you said, for listening to another stellar episode, which is episode 73 of the Seezus Show. Follow us on all forms of social media at The Seezus Show, at TradeXXIV, and, of course, at Sir Seezus, available on all major platforms.
Kristen Dior and Dior. R.I.P. Pop.
R.I.P. Pop. We out.